Hey everyone, I'm back with another pronunciation video. This video is part of the beginning consonant series where I'm gonna address all the beginning consonants in Vietnamese and explain the pronunciation of them in depth. So watch out for the rest of the videos in the series. Also, the way I approach this series is that I'm gonna group similar consonants that people often get confused in one video and compare them together so you know how to distinguish them. Today, we're gonna kick off the series with these three beginning consonants: C, K, KH, or in Vietnamese, we call them G, 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 G. First, let's simplify things by putting them into two groups. The first group consists of two consonants, C and K, and the other group is KH. The reason for this is that C and K, when starting a word, actually sound exactly the same. So now the question is when to use C and when to use K. Here's the spelling rule. If followed by vowels I, E, and E with a hat, the consonant must be K. And if followed by vowels other than those vowels, the consonant is C. Now test yourself. Here's a list of Vietnamese single vowels, and if you want to learn more about them, I'll put a link in the description box, so check it out. And here we have all the example words for each of those vowels. Now we're going to use the spelling rule we just learned and decide whether to use C or K for each word. You have 3 seconds to think and then I'll show the answer. Let's start. Now I'm going to read out all of the words and you notice that these two consonants C and K sound exactly the same when starting a word. Here we go. Cá, cắn, cầu, kem, kêu, kim, kiến, kìa, có, cô, cơm, củ, cứ. Now, let's move on to the pronunciation part. First and foremost, I want to start by saying that none of these sounds is the K sound as in car in English. They might sound similar, but not the same. First, we're gonna see how they are similar. All of these sounds are made by raising the back of the tongue against the soft palate. So you may ask, what is the soft palate? The soft palate is the back of the roof of the mouth. This is the soft palate. Try to say the English K sound, K, and you will know what it means to raise the back of your tongue. No, really, try it yourself. I'll give you 3 seconds. You have to raise the back of your tongue, right? So keep that in mind. When saying the Vietnamese C, K, KH sounds, you do the exact same thing. Raise the back of your tongue against your soft palate. Now on to the more important question. How are they different? First, let's see how the English K and the Vietnamese C/K are different. This is quite simple. The English K is made with a puff of air, while the Vietnamese C/K are made without. This means that when making the Vietnamese C/K sound, you don't have to use that extra force to make a puff of air. Therefore, the Vietnamese C/K is quite soft compared to the English K sound. To best understand what I just said, let's take some examples. It's not came, it's game. It's not ca, it's ga. It's not king, it's ging. It's not ka, it's ga. Now let's move on to the second pair, the English K and the Vietnamese KH. Before we go into comparing these two sounds, I want to introduce two linguistic terms to you, a stop and a fricative. A stop is a consonant that stops the airflow and then releases it, while a fricative is a consonant that makes friction but does not stop the airflow at all. Examples of stops are t, d, k, g, p, b. To make these sounds, you have to stop the airflow and then release it. And more importantly, these sounds are extremely short in terms of duration. Normally, they don't last for more than 1 second. On the other hand, some examples of a fricative are f, s, z, sh. There is some sort of friction going on when making these sounds, but it does not stop the airflow at all. Therefore, you can say these sounds as long as you want. You can say finger with that F sound lasting for a while, right? But you cannot do so with a stop. Now that you know what a stop and a fricative are, let's go back to the two sounds we're discussing, the English K and the Vietnamese KH. The English K sound is a stop. It stops the airflow and then releases it, and obviously it's extremely short in terms of duration. The Vietnamese KH sound, on the other hand, is a fricative, and it does not stop the airflow. Therefore, it lasts longer. Now listen to how I say these two sounds, the English K first and the Vietnamese KH sound second. K, k, k. Another difference between these two sounds is that the English K sound is made with a puff of air, while the Vietnamese KH sound is not. Let's listen to those two sounds again and notice what I just said. K, k, k. Finally, we're gonna compare the Vietnamese C/K with the Vietnamese KH. First of all, both of these sounds do not come with a puff of air. The difference between them is that the C/K is a stop, while the KH sound is a fricative. Therefore, the C/K sound is short, while the KH sound lasts longer. Let's compare them through some examples. You can repeat after me to practice. Also, don't pay too much attention on the tone or the vowel in this lesson. It's okay if you mess up those things. Let's just focus on the beginning consonants in today's lesson. Here we go. Ký, khí, kem, khem, kế, khế, kiến, khiến, có, khó, cờ, khờ, ca, kha, cứ, khứ. Let's summarize what we've learned so far. Here's what we should remember after this lesson. To make the Vietnamese C/K, you say the English K without a puff of air, or in other words, a softer K. And to make the Vietnamese KH sound, you make a soft K and then make it last a bit longer. Finally, we're going to compare all three sounds together through some examples. Here we go. Key, gi, khi, car, ga, kha. That's it. Hope you learned something new today. See you next time. Bye.